I often hear that from guys who serve, guys who have been in combat. There's a movie, The Hurt Locker. I'm sure you've seen it. And, the whole movie, this guy, his life is war, whereas most people would be fighting. Matter of fact, you even spoke about it. I was trying to get home. If I had to kill 1 million people to get home, I would have did that. And then when you get home, there's a need to go back.
Oh, yeah. Because
how do you make sense of that?
By staying in, for me, it was too much stress being at home. Like when you're overseas and you're doing that job, there's only one thing you really have to worry about. You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about why is my girl mad at me or any of that stuff. It's just you, your guys, and we just got to stay alive, kill or be killed. That's the only rule only thing you ever have to worry about is just staying alive. Here in the States, you got to worry about not only just paying your bills, get into a car accident. Is somebody going to rob me? Is my house going to get broken into? So many things bad, that could happen that you have no control over. Overseas, I at least have what I felt like control over if I was going to live or die. And that was just by me fighting way harder than the other guy. You can't do that here. Like let's say, for example, you're late on a bill and those people are calling you and whatnot. You can't change that circumstance. You can't generate money to pay that bill out of anywhere. You have to just deal with it within that, how things work here stateside. But overseas, if there's a problem, the only problem there is, hey, this guy's trying to kill me. I can take care of that. You just got to kill him. I can generate that. I can't generate money out of anywhere, but I can generate, you just pull a trigger and there's the end of that problem. So it was like the simplistic thought process behind that is what made war more comfortable, as opposed to being here where there's so much stuff you have to worry about, just to stay alive and you have no control over.
You have to understand, sitting on my side of the table, how bizarre,
really,
and inverted in your thinking that sounds. Like you said, over there, you feel as though you have more control. Like you are a sniper. Y'all's motto is without warning, without remorse. All of the people that you hit, they didn't know that bullet was coming. They could literally walk down the street and boom, it's over. I go from here to the promised land in a second. Most people would say paying bills. I know that I know my car note is late, but I can call up the creditor and work a deal. That's what's within control.
That's stressful to me. That makes my anxiety go up. I get paranoid and I shut down. Like that stuff, my mind is like, I don't like that. Put me in a gunfight, I'm cool. Like I always told my wife, I was like, if anything ever happens here and America's going to an end and everybody's out in the streets fighting, I'm like, we're good. Don't have to worry. I'm not stressed out. We're going to be fine. But all the other stuff before that happens, yeah, I think that's more stressful, of just living day-to-day life. I think that's more stressful. And even overseas, like when you die, you die. You just die. Here, it can be a long, drawn out death. Debt, being in debt, that's a long, drawn out death. If you ask me, I think things of that nature. It's a grave you're always trying to fight to climb out of, but another circumstance may pop up and that'll push you way back underneath into that pit. Over there, it's lights out. You just die. You don't have a say-so in that. When it happens, when the time comes, there's no, oh, this sucks. You're just dead. So that's, I guess that's where I find I'll just be more comfortable in combat. And I still feel that way to this day. Like I see myself as a changed individual, but like you can't kill that part of you that's always, in my opinion, has always been there. and I relied so much on to stay alive, like that animal's always going to be there. I just rather it not come back out. Like if it has to now, at this age and point in my life, you'd have to do something like to my family. And yeah, I would regret taking a life unless you did something to my family. Then I'd be worse than I was overseas. Worse is in, if you mess with my family, I would thoroughly enjoy doing what I'm going to do. Like with no remorse. I've had remorse, and I do have remorse for some of the kills or whatnot. But something of that nature, if I have to do it again, harming my family would be the one where we're going to have some fun, you know? I will. They won't, but yeah.
Wow.